Skyforge looks cool, Wildstar is back on, and we mourn the loss of an absolute legend. Welcome to today's episode of MMO-Play Dailies. Hey everybody, welcome to MMO-Play Dailies. This is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know in the MMO universe. I am the Higgs, your host. Let's jump into some news. If you're excited about Echo of Soul, you'll be excited to know that there is a new preview for you to check out on their ranged DPS Archer class. This breaks down into Huntress and Bard, and both of those are very different playstyles with very different abilities. So if you're looking forward to that, check out the video in the links below and have a look-see. Can I just say, go Skyforge? They are just wrapping up their beta, and in less than a week, they're going to unveil their second closed beta, and I'm actually getting pretty stoked about this game. So before we get into one of the key features of the game that's really exciting me, let's talk about what's happening in the second closed beta. There is going to be some additional content, a new PvP mode, a new zone, new quests, a new dungeon, all kinds of crazy content. So that's going to be great. But beyond the cool stuff that they're going to do in their second closed beta, they have a guild system in that game which blows my mind. So normal guilds in MMOs, in my not so humble opinion, usually suck. I think this is sort of a new revelation for me because I always want to look back on the original MMO days in my life. And back then, guilds were awesome. You knew everybody, you guys were talking all the time on Vent or whatever the in-game client was. You were in each other's lives in more than just the game. I've been to a wedding of guild members. I was in that wedding party. I only met those people like a week before in person, but that was a long time ago, man. For me, in recent years, the power of the guilds is sort of evaporated. And I think that coincides A, with my age, I'm getting a little bit older. B, I've been playing with guilds for a long time. I've played with really great guilds, really crappy guilds, and my stamina to like build up a new relationship in every guild and every MMO, it's just faltering. And see, I think lately MMOs have really sort of made guild membership, guild formation sort of streamlined and easy in a way that I'm not really sure it should be. Back in the day, having a guild that was successful was hard because you constantly had to manage everybody's expectations while also ensuring that your guild was successful in whatever area that it was formed to be successful in. So if you've got a social guild and nobody's talking guild chat, that's a problem. You got a raiding guild and you can't down the first boss, that's a problem. But these days, it just seems like MMOs are designing guilds in such a way so that really it's a unity of players all striving toward these same arbitrary achievements and goals which don't feel as meaningful or as powerful as they used to. But that's just my take on it. I think even if you love guilds and how they work in MMOs these days, you're going to be really excited about what this game is doing with guilds. So in Skyforge, the guilds are called pantheons. Setting them up is interesting because you set them up and then you only have a few days to sort of spur on membership or the guild dissolves. Getting them growing is not just a task of sending out arbitrary invites. There's an actual skill involved, an actual reward built in for getting valuable members into your guild's community. And then success doesn't just come down to the guild master's will. It seems like the pantheons are going to be broken up into sort of like a hierarchy of leadership. If this sounds intriguing to you as it does to me, check out the links in the description below. There's a much more in-depth conversation about what this system's going to be and what we can expect to get out of it down there in the description below. Well, NCSoft cannot get Wildstar right. So this is one of those MMOs that started out with a whole lot of promise and then basically disappeared. Came back last year with a whole lot of promise, and then this past winter we've had delays, we've had sort of skipped steps, but now it's looking like in the spring they're going to get their act together. Wildstar's Invasion Nexus has got some big changes coming. Some new cosmetic changes for you to spruce up your character. They've got, in addition to their leveling system, which allows you to take sort of these little micro jobs and use them to progress your character. In the landscape itself, there's some really cool cosmetic changes happening to the land around you. So yeah, here's hoping NCSoft can finally put the nail in this coffin and say, we've got Wildstar under control, you don't need to worry about it. If you are playing the free RPG Atlantica Online, you've got a big reveal today. So you already had 2 legions that you knew about. You already had the Shaolin and the Diabolists. Now we've got a reveal on the 3rd and final legion, the Shadow Legion. Of course, this is the most interesting to me because I always play these sorts of characters. But yeah, they put out a really cool video. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description below. Well, the 3rd and last chapter of the Elsword Darkness is coming series is here, and with it comes the Time Tracer job path for ad. If you're playing this game, you definitely want to check this out because it basically equates to the potential for twice the resource pool from which to pull for skills. So it could be one of those BAMF OP things that completely breaks the game. And don't you want to be on the winning side of that? Well, I feel like we just did this with Spock, but we have unfortunately lost another Titan in our world. Terry Pratchett has passed away. There are a lot of really cool things going on in Memoriam. Elite Dangerous is doing a Discworld memorial, and everywhere in our shared culture, Terry Pratchett is being remembered. Personally, for me, I don't really have a whole lot to add other than that, and I say this with no irony or humor whatsoever, but Terry Pratchett was one of those few writers that made school okay. Like after school, you know, if you couldn't go over to your buddy's house and play video games, Terry Pratchett was one of those writers who took your mind off of your life. And as a child of the sort of background that I'm from, and a lot of people that are into our culture that I know are from, people who gave you that escape in such a pure way were special. And so I am going to miss him greatly. It seems like his last few years on this planet were not filled with much peace, and for that I'm just filled with sorrow. Please, if you've not read Discworld or Terry, go check him out. You'll absolutely love it. And Terry, if through some cosmic miracle you can hear us all crying out in pain right now, I will add my voice to that cacophony and just say, I hope you rest in peace and you had the most beautiful, incredible mind. But I'm sure Terry would want us to continue on, so we are going to do so. And in that spirit, let's get back to the yucks. This is today's comment shout out. All right, today's comment shout out comes from user Beethoven Dalmau. He says, this guy is funny. No ha-ha funny, but he is funny. I'm okay with it as long as I get the serious weekly update. I'm not saying Gillyweed is not funny. She is, and I like his news without any random satanic joke. Good song in both directions. Well, listen here, Beethoven Dalmau. I don't need your approval. You know, I don't need you to say you like me or that you love me. I don't even need you to say I'm funny, okay? I mean, what do you want? You want me to change for you? I'm not gonna change for you. I'm not gonna become something that's more attractive to you because you left a comment on a video. I mean, what do you expect? Do you expect me to dress up like a woman, prance around in front of this camera in my little lady's underwear? You expect me to do that? Also, you'll find me more attractive? I'm not gonna do that. I'm certainly not gonna do that. I have way more pride than that. I don't need you to like me. You hear what I'm saying? I don't need that in my life. I am secure enough in what I know, what I'm good at, what I like to do, than to just change myself for your benefit. I mean, I don't need to do that. You know, I don't have any deep emotional issues that would cause me to just start changing crap because you leave a comment on a video saying I'm not ha-ha funny. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. I'm a golden god. Why does this keep happening? And that's today's show. Thank you all for tuning in. Please do check out MMO-Play.com, like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below to be considered for tomorrow's comment shout out. I'll see you guys then.